Hey guys, welcome back to Billy Ray Garage. Bonus video this week. Going to be doing a brake job on that. So, nice and simple. You just need a handful of tools for it. Now, I'm not replacing the rotors. This is just brake pads on the front of the Toyota Camry. It is a 2014 Toyota Camry SE with a 2.5 liter 4-banger. So, if you picked up a 2010 something Toyota Camry, this is how you do the brake job. This is the first time I'm doing it, so just explaining it to you, not reinventing the brake job here, just telling you what you might need. And yeah, so let's get out there and start doing this brake job. Obviously those are the new, that's the caca, you don't want that. Tools you will need for doing the brake pads, well, I don't have any brake lube. Using anti-seize, not my top choice, but get some brake lube. Brake clean, obviously, a C-clamp or anything to push in the piston. 14mm, I got a hard one and a ratcheting one, a little brush, and a little pick, just something to pick the little clippy doodles off. So, oh yeah, also 21mm impact gun if you got it. If not, use whatever your car came with, but it's 21mm. So let me start getting the wheel off and all that fun stuff. So here we go. All right, guys, take the wheel off first of all. Obviously, gotta do that. Like I said, 21mm. And after I get this off, I'll show you where I jacked it up and put a jack stand so that I am safe and I do not get crushed, because that would not be cool. No joke, I've had this car for 6 years. This is the first time taking the front wheels off, so. Okay, let's do a first look under here. First of all, this frame here, that's where I jacked it up, and this cradle mount bracket is where I put the jack stand, so I'm pretty safe. Should be safe. Anyway, let's look at the rotor. Alright, so it's tough to see, but there's barely any pad left in there. So to take this off, you need your 14mm. So loosen this side, and then take it off entirely. Alright, let's get these little bolts off. These are the 14 mils. I like keeping the hammer around. Make sure you go righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Obviously, you want the lefty-loosey. Stick you there. Let's give it a whack to loosen it up. These should come off by hand. If they don't, use a little ratcheting guy. Or if you have a air ratchet or a battery ratchet, use that. Yoink. And this may or may not come off. Yeah, this one's not bad. So this one is coming off peacefully, it seems. Get over there. Oh my god, these things are old. Okay. Flop that up there. So as you can see, these are caca. There's not much life left on them. They're actually squeaking pretty good. So, and the pad on the back. Cool, we got that, and I don't know what just fell off. Do not throw a pad away yet. Keep one of them, because that'll come in handy for this next part. So I hear mixed things on this. I've pumped up my piston on my caliper with the cap on, with the cap off. But this one, I'm just gonna open it a little bit, just so fluid has a place to go. And also, my fluid may look low, but do not add fluid to it unless you've done your brake job. If it's low, then you add some, because if you overfill it, that could cause problems. And when you go to push the piston in, obviously more fluid is going to come up. It's going to blow the cap off. All kinds of trouble. You don't want to do that. And also, you want to remember to put that cap back on, because I believe the word's hydroscopic. Brake fluid likes to collect humidity and moisture. You do not want moisture in your brake lines. So keep that in mind too. So don't forget to put that cap back on. Alright guys, we're going to push this piston in. Now, there's several tools you can use. I just use a C-clamp, no big deal. But put a brake pad here, an old one. So we'll just pop you right there. It's got the little teeth to hold it in place. And then you just open this guy up. Sneak it around back, get this on the pad. No big deal. Now, if you've done brake jobs before, you know that this is not a big deal. So push this in. Our cap is off our master cylinder so that the fluid has a place to go. There's no built-up pressure. And then you just twist this until it stops pretty much. It goes nice and easy. Now, if it doesn't go easy, you need a new one of these. I do not. So then you're gonna find another video for that because I do not have to do that. And it looks like we're just about there. So that's as far as it wants to go. Cool. And also one other thing, don't let this hang. It's an old rubber line, it could break. I'll get you in there. Well, I'll just hold it to the side, but you can see it's just a rubber line. You let this hang, it stretches, it breaks, no bueno. So we're gonna leave that right there. And now we get to the little stuff. So get your little screwdriver. Sometimes these things come out, sometimes they do not. I will zoom in on these as I do it. But these little clips gotta come out. So there's one. The back's kind of tricky. There's two. Let's see if we get back here. It's hard to see. If you have a lift, it's obviously way easier. Ugh. No. Yeah. That one's out. You're out. Cool. So yeah, make sure you get these. And do not leave them in and try and put the new ones on, because that will not fly. This is where that little brush comes in handy. Get a little brush, just clean off this stuff. Nice and easy. You don't have to go crazy. Just get all the loose stuff off. You'll do the inside too. I know it's hard to see. And then we'll wash it down with some brake clean. Let's make it all nicey nice. You don't have to go crazy. Just enough to clean it off. Very cool. So we're ready to go with our clamps, but before we go too crazy with the clamps, let me get in here for you. So these little things, these little tabs here, this is where those little 14mm bolts go. Sometimes they push in, sometimes they're hard. That one's hard, so I use a C-clamp. I put the one side here and I put the other side on the little nut there, and I just push it in, because when you go to put this back together, it's not going to want to go. And again, you don't want to go crazy, just push it in a little bit until it just like stops. That seems good enough for me. I didn't even let it stop. But it moves freely, it's just not super freely. So that may be good enough. We may have to revisit that, but whatever. So let me get the new clips and I'll start putting them in. Alright guys, now when you put these little tabs in, you want this little line. Let's see if I can show you better. That little spring, you want that facing in towards the rotor. So being that we're doing that, obviously you can see that. I'll zoom in better on camera when I go to edit this, but you're just gonna go nice and easy, try and get this thing lined up and try and drop it in. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but just make sure it's completely seated. I'll show you a bad one real quick. So that's not that side. So this one would have been facing out. You don't want that. You'll have problems when you go to put this together. So yeah, that one's facing in. So let's just jack this one up. Make it seem like we didn't do it right. Alright, so our little spring thing is facing in. Now if it looks like that and you go to put the brake pad in, it's just gonna fight you. So make sure it is completely seated up in there and flat. We're in business. So let me knock out the backside since you can't see it, and I'll catch up with you then. Alright guys, gonna start putting in brake pads and these little clippy doodles. Like I said, anti-seize, not the greatest for this. Obviously get brake grease, but I just like to dab it right on the edges here. Like, not a lot, that's way too much. Just want a thin coat. You don't want to go friggin' balls out crazy. Just get a little bit right there on the edges, right where it makes contact with those little clippy doodles that we just put in. And I am calling them clippy doodles. If you don't like it, too bad. And whatever you do, do not get this stuff on the rotor. So these things will try and fight you. It's fun, trust me. But the best way to do it is kind of angle it like that, shove it in and rock it in. So we'll go there and there. Like right there. And then, like I said, just kind of roll it and push it in. So there we go, we're in. I'll try and do the same in the back. And then very blindly, I'm going to try and get this guy in. I'm going to look at my head for a second. Okay guys, don't know how this happened, but you see that little tab? I'll zoom in on it when I go to edit this. There's a little tab right there. That's supposed to be out. I don't know how it ended up in. But let me go get a pair of pliers and pull that back out. And then we'll finish this up. Alright guys, we're going to put our little spring things in. So there's a little hole. There's one there, one down here, and one over here. So that's all these things are going to do is just pop in those holes and make sure they stay in. It's going to push the pads out because that's what kind of gives it some return when you, after you press the brakes and release them, it springs it out a little bit. So stick you there, and there. So they're in. So as you see, the pads are separating. So this is the point where you kind of need two hands. And I'm kind of glad I have a camera stand. So we're going to take our rotor again, or our caliper I should say, and we're going to stick it on. If you press it against the back and then take this hand, push it in, and you can slide this down and wiggle, 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 wiggle. And we appear to be in pretty good shape there. Okay, now we're going to put our little 14mm bolts back in. And these I like putting anti-seize on. Some people don't. I just dump it in a little bucket, throw it in, and then you kind of got to play with this a little bit to get it in. So obviously start it by hand because you don't want to jack this up. And when you tighten these, don't go crazy because they will break. And if they break, then you have many, many, many other issues, and you're going to be doing the brake job again and replacing this whole bracket. Unless you're that determined to get a broken bolt out, be my guest. Let me take your little speed wrench. So this one just bottomed out. Nothing, I didn't tighten it hard yet. So that one just bottomed out, and I like to just give it a little like 1/8 of a turn, if that, until it stops. You don't have to go crazy. And our brake job is pretty much done. Now I'll pull this out. Good enough. See what our fluid level looks like. It's actually just below max. This fluid was like down here more. Okay, get my fat finger out of the way, but it was down here more, but when I pumped it up, it's just under the max line. And make sure you close this because you'll have issues. So that's all closed up. And now we are inside of the car. So I'm going to start the car. And then if you watch closely, you watch this brake pedal go right to the floor. All the way down. That's all the way to the floor. So this is why when you're done with the job, you want to pump up the brakes till you get a nice solid pedal. Cool, we seem to be working. And then we'll just go for a quick drive and make sure that the brakes work. Alright guys, just doing a little test drive up the street. I'm just going to do a little bit of hard braking. Now if you have new rotors, you want to do a little more hard braking. I'm trying not to run over my jack because that would suck. So yeah, my brakes work. Now those roll out of the driveway after compressing that rotor, or caliper I should say. I would not have been able to stop. I would hit my neighbor's truck. He would have been sad. I would have been sad. So yeah, we'll just go around these dangerous turns here. So brake pads are obviously working. Now just make sure you don't get veering off side to side, because sometimes you do this, the piston seizes. So I'm driving straight, I'm braking straight. Cool beans. So we're doing all right. But like I said, if you had new rotors, I know my GTO, now those are race rotors and calipers and stuff, like that had a bedding process. I'm not sure you necessarily have to go as crazy as I did with that, but you want to do some harder braking if you're changing a caliper. I know this isn't the first brake job on YouTube, so like right now I'm doing almost 30 miles an hour. Just not aggressive braking, just nice and hard, like firm. So like I said, coming up the street, doing about 30, and you would go down to like 10. It's called brake bedding. So if you have new rotors and new brake pads, you want to do that, because these rotors just sit in a box. They sit there for years. Gravity works and they get a little warped. So the way to prevent them or unwarp them is to heat them up. So you have to brake hard and all that fun stuff. So like if you're driving and it feels like right now I'm doing 15 miles an hour, you'd probably hear a whoop, 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 whoop sound, because it's just the brake pad hitting the rotor right where it just goes out of whack a little bit. You know, all that cool stuff. Thanks for watching. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. There's a car coming. I'm going to die. And I hope this is helpful for you. And I will see you guys in the next one when I get a new little Camry project to do. Peace.